Um, Michelle, what is it like working with all these kids who are not actors in this movie?
You couldn't tell the non-actors from the actors. They were all completely prepared every day. You know, always hit the ball back to me, ready for anything. In fact, they were so well rehearsed by the time I showed up that I was a little intimidated by them.
Did they remind you of yourself when you were that age?
Well, yes, actually, a little bit. You know, a little bit. I mean, I don't think that I can begin to understand what it's like for you know, teenagers today, because I think it's a very different world today than it was when I was growing up. But you know, I think a lot of the struggles of that age are universal and timeless.
Now, your character is based on somebody real.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you met this person.
Mm-hmm.
What was she like, and how different is your take?
It's neither different nor the same, my take, you know? I mean, I think I stayed true to the basic core of who she is and her essence, and I think I was very truthful to that, and she's very happy with the movie. But I didn't try to imitate her or talk the way she talks or look the way she looks, because it didn't feel really important. It really wasn't what the movie was about. It really wasn't about Luann. It was always very important to her, actually, that the kids' stories be told.
You know, it's a real interesting choice on your part to do this movie. What got you to say yes?
I liked the movie. You know, I loved the book. It was witty and smart and tragic, and I thought this woman was really interesting and you know, a good part and good message, and a subject matter that has interested me for a long time.
The production notes speak of the director's special way of working, different way of working. Can you comment on that? How does it set it?
It's really not so different, you know. I mean, he does come from a documentary background, and I think that was also a big deciding factor for me. I saw his movie, The Boys of St. Vincent, and I was really impressed with his work. And he has a very gritty realism to his work, and I felt that was appropriate for this movie. That was the kind of movie that I wanted to make. I didn't want to make a sentimental, you know, soft-focused version of this film. Because I don't think I think that what sets this movie apart from, you know, there have been other teaching movies, but I think that what sets this movie apart is that it's very contemporary, and it has a kind of an edge and a toughness to it that I think really reflects today's teenagers and their world and today's schools.
So do you think that it's the situation, I mean, for our audience which doesn't know how it is in here, is it as bleak as the film portrays it?
I think in some instances, I think it's worse. You know, I mean, we didn't have our kids going through metal detectors, you know, a lot of them have to do that. We didn't have any of our kids carrying guns to school, you know, and there was a lot of that going on, and I think it actually, I think it's pretty accurate.
You have such good performances, yourself and the kids. It's very tight. Did you do a lot of rehearsing?
Lots of rehearsing, yeah, and the kids did even more. We had a very full, I think, 2 weeks of rehearsal, and then the kids worked even before that. And then we rehearsed throughout shooting as well. We would have scenes coming up, so that by the time, because we also had a really tight shooting schedule. We shot the movie in something like 10 or 11 weeks, which is very fast, especially working, you know, with, well, they're not really kids. I mean, they're young adults, you know, they're not completely out of control. They had their moments.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, I would, absolutely.
Now, this character, when you built her, did you take somebody you you imagine would be a teacher? I mean, how did?
Well, I had Luann, you know, and I have a couple of friends of mine who are who teach, who are close friends of mine. But mainly, I had her. I had the real person.